Hi, I'm Zoha.
Hi, I'm Katie, and welcome back to the second episode of Dropped and Dismissed. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about all things end of year.
How's your reports going?
I'm not going to lie, I've actually finished all of my reports. I'm very lucky this year to have a student, so that's really helped me out. But I have finished all of my reports before the deadline. What about you? Have you finished yours?
Out of character, I'm actually behind. I've done what I'm supposed to do, but you know me, I'm usually ahead of the game. I do like to be ahead and be organised, but I don't know, I think I was unwell, so I was like, no, I'm just going to relax a bit.
You do have time, and to be honest, there's so many apps out there now that can really help you write the reports.
Shout out chat.
Shout out to chat. I feel like Twinkle has a really good one. The teacher AI reports.
Is that the Excel one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have some really good sentence stems that you can include across the whole curriculum for your higher attaining children, your middle attaining children, and your lower attaining children. So I think they're really good to utilise for your reports.
Personally, I think chat is my best friend. I will use ChatGPT for everything, even to reply to a message. I would just be like, how do I reply to this? Make it sound sarcastic or make it sound nice, but still firm.
I feel like it's the way forward. Everyone is definitely leaning on chat and these AI channels to help them.
AI
and you know
scary.
what? Why not? It is scary though.
Scary. I was on TikTok and I saw this interviewer, so it was like BBC, and they were going around to senior citizens and saying, what can we improve about the UK? And it was just really funny because it was just old people saying, oh, you know, I've been waiting here for a bus since I was 25, and I'm 62 now. So I just found that hilarious, but it was AI and it seemed very realistic.
That's the thing, like, as amazing as technology is, it also does have its downsides.
Very dangerous, especially because nowadays kids are so exposed to the internet.
So exposed. And I feel like it is good how we do embed that into the children through like safety on the internet, through computing, and we have workshops as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you definitely have to be careful on the internet.
Let's move on to Ask the Class. So I actually put on Instagram, give me some of your teaching assumptions, and Katie hadn't seen them, so you're blind reacting to these. Do you want to guess? Actually, there was quite a lot of responses. Let me just get it up.
Again, shout out to all of the people who have liked, followed, subscribed, and listened to our podcast. We really do appreciate all of your support.
And if you're not following and you are watching, just, I guess, follow. Okay, are you ready? The school has enough budget for exercise books, glue sticks, pens, etc.
I wish. I am struggling to find some blue tack at this moment in time.
Blue tack.
I have gone on my hands and knees begging for blue tack.
I have to reuse mine.
It's ridiculous.
I take off a piece of paper from the wall, save that blue tack for later, and then put that on again.
Right.
Crazy.
Glue sticks as well in our school. There's physical fights over the last glue sticks.
I saw this tip on TikTok where this guy, you know when you find like a rogue glue stick lid?
Yeah.
He kept them. And he goes, oh, it will come in handy for later when you're like, oh, miss, I don't have a glue stick lid. And you just pull it out the drawer. Like, here you go. So, something I might do.
I definitely keep the lids because I feel like a lot of my children lose the lids to their pens. The blue pens and the black pens.
No pen license for them.
No pen licenses.
Your working day ends at 3:15.
If only it was 3:15.
We're not even out of the class at that time.
No, so we don't dismiss our children until 3:25. That would be dreamy if our work hours were 3:15. I would have a much better work-life balance.
Agreed.
That is a myth. I don't know any school that finishes at 3:15.
I know, like, when I was training, shout out to my mentor, because I am where I am because of her. She was amazing. She said to me there was one wellbeing day when, right, we're just going to leave on time, you know, just leave with the kids because we have to protect our own wellbeing.
Definitely.
You hate seeing students outside school.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anyone outside school?
I have seen a few.
Like, not after school. I'm talking about on the weekend or on your holidays.
I have seen a few children out when I was shopping, and it's the most funniest reaction ever because the children, they don't believe that you have a life outside of
they love it.
the school, and they love seeing you, and they'll shout your name and wave at you like you're royalty.
It happened to me when I was training, and basically where we work, I would avoid going there in the holidays. So I went further away to go shopping, and I was by myself. I had my headphones in, and I went into the body shop. And I don't usually go to the body shop. I went for my mum, and all I hear from my headphones is Miss Khan, and I was like, oh my God, no. And then I took my headphones out, and it was one of the kids. To be fair, I really liked that child. He was a very nice child, and his dad was there. They said hello, and then it was half term. So when I got back to school, all the kids knew, oh, miss, this person saw you in the shopping centre.
And they just find it fascinating. Like, it's just the shopping centre. Saying that, one of my friends was on holiday. She was unwinding. She was on the sun lounger with her partner. Abroad. She turns around and she sees a kid from her own class. And she was mortified. And she was like, great.
Oh no.
Not what
you
need.
See, a child in a different class, fine. The world is like huge. But the same class.
I know. What are the odds?
That's crazy. You don't work at lunch or break times. I mean, that would be ideal.
That would be ideal.
But I feel like to make our own lives easier, we do occasionally just be like, okay, I'm just going to print this off, or I'll do this, or I'll do my walls, you know.
I feel like with break times, we have duties. So twice a week, we're actually outside in the playground. And one of my friends, she's in the playground every single day.
Wow.
So again, that luxury of even having 5 minutes to yourself is taken away. You're constantly doing something. You're doing work. You're either on a playground duty. You're constantly on your feet, dodging all the footballs. You're a nurse going to the first aid room. So I wish we had more of a break during our break times and lunch times, but unfortunately we don't.
I think that's just the chaos that comes with it.
It is just the chaos that comes with it.
And that was all of the assumptions I'm going to go through. And which leads us to the segment of Book Corner.
I do love Book Corner.
Katie, do you want to introduce Book Corner?
So last week, I briefly mentioned that I just couldn't get into Deep End. And I know this book has been hyped on TikTok. It's
very hyped.
Very hyped. And we were actually debating this. Is it an overhyped book?
I feel like you either love it or you don't, or you hate it. I liked it. I reviewed it. I rated it like 3 stars, which isn't the best. But I definitely think it was overhyped on TikTok. For sure.
Yeah. I just can't seem to dive into the book. No pun intended. It is a good book, but I'm struggling to get into it. So if you have any comments or any book recommendations, that would be great.
All the other books you've read, have any of them been overhyped? Or like someone's recommended it to you and you were like, no, dropped?
I've read Boyfriend the other day.
Frida.
Yes, that was a really good book. However, I do feel like as an author, she can be slightly overhyped. I've read a few of her books now, and it is quite a similar plot. Even though it was a really good book and the ending real plot twist. I'm not going to spoil it, but I did not expect the ending on Boyfriend. But I just think, again, I did struggle to really pursue myself to read the end of that book. What about you?
I was a big Gilmore Girls fan, but I just could not get into the Pumpkin Cafe.
Oh,
The Pumpkin
yeah.
Cafe, I think that's what it's called. But it's basically very Gilmore Girls coded, you know, little small town with a coffee shop, and it's like autumn vibes. But I just did not like it, unfortunately. I didn't even finish it. I just put it down. What else? You know what? I'm a mood reader, which means if I'm in the mood for it, I will finish it in one go. And if I'm not in the mood, I will put it on my shelf for months until I feel like reading it again. But saying that, I've just finished, since last week, 3 books.
3 books?
Mm-hmm. I read the second book of Serpent of the Wings of the Night. I think it's Ashes of the something king. I'm not sure. It's a very long book, but I whizzed through it. And then I also got into King of Sloth. And that's part of a series. And I really liked it because my family call me a sloth because I can be a bit lazy sometimes.
I mean, you have a very demanding job.
It's true. And now I'm reading King of Envy, and I'm towards the end. And it's got a really nice frayed edge. Frayed edges are
pretty.
Proper in right now.
Very aesthetically pleasing in your bookshelf.
Although, can I just talk about the prices of special edition books? I'm not actually going to get into how much I've paid for some of these books.
Not if your parents are watching.
No. My parents, you know what? They support it because they're like, there could be worse things I'm buying
That
online.
is true. Shoes and clothes.
Even that's fine. I'm talking about worse things. Bad things.
Bad things.
But I'm not going to lie, when I do have a book parcel coming in, I do have to hide it from my dad sometimes. Because he's like, another one, you don't have space on your bookshelves.
It's true. I mean, you're not going to go to rehab for a book addiction, right?
It's true. But yeah, shall we talk about our reflection question for today?
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to work on this summer? I think I've got a list of things.
I've got a list of things, but the main thing that I personally want to work on is getting back into shape, focusing on my physical ability. I used to go Pilates, and I used to go twice a week. So me and my friend, we used to do the reformer bed. It's the most challenging, trickiest, difficult physical activity I've ever done. But it's so good.
Worse than that gym class.
Worse than that gym class.
So Katie and I and a few of our friends joined gym months ago.
We went to 2 gym sessions.
Yeah, we joined like 2 classes. And myself and Sabah picked up the dumbbell bar, and the guy said, no, you need to put more weights on it. That's nothing. But we were struggling with that. And we were so out of breath by the end. We were like, no, I don't think this is the one for us. I think maybe we should go like badminton or paddle.
Yeah.
Paddle is very big right now.
Paddle is very in. And they've
Proper
just opened a new paddle place in Canary Wharf. So I do want to try that out.
Yeah.
I just want to get more active. That's my focus for the 6 weeks. I just want to get more active.
Yeah. Instead of going home.
Instead of going home.
Going to bed.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. I think right now I want to focus on, we're renovating. So just fixing up, doing some painting, maybe save a bit of money.
Saving a bit of money.
Go to more book events and not buy any tickets for anything else. Yeah, I think that's my goals for the summer.
That's quite a lot of goals, to be fair.
Yeah, it's like New Year's resolutions, you know. You say it, but does it happen? How long does it last for?
It's true. It's like everyone's in the gym in January and then never again.
Never again.
But no, it's good to have goals, and I feel like everyone should be reflective on how and what they can do over the 6 weeks and how they can better themselves, because that's what we're all about.
Yeah. And I think you guys let us know in the comments.
What are you up to? What you be doing?
In the summer. And we shall see you in the next episode, because this episode has been dropped and dismissed.